All right. The second thing I would say, without time to dig into it very much about this, is that many paths ultimately lead us to Jesus in this regard as well. Look, some people will use the fact that there are so many religions as an argument against God. Why, if there really is a God, why would He let there be so many religions? Well, religions are evidence of God's existence. There is in the heart of humanity a desire to connect to God. The fact there's so many religions is not something to feel bad about. It's to realize that religions form around the desire of people to do what's right, to live meaningful lives, right? And to connect and to have right standing with God as they perceive God. It's not a negative thing, that's a good thing. And I think the attitude of Christians towards other religions needs to be what Paul's attitude was in Acts chapter 17, where he stood before the council. And he said, "Men of Athens, I notice that you are very religious." Now, he doesn't nail them for that. He commends them for that. "For as I was walking along, I saw your many altars. And one of them had this inscription on it, 'To an unknown God. You have been worshiping Him without knowing who He is. And now I wish to tell you about Him. He is the God who made the world and everything in it." And he goes on to preach to them about Jesus. The fact is that through all religions, and through all times, if you read Acts chapter 17, God has been at work bringing people to an awareness of their need for Jesus. See, if you look at this from the perspective of Judaism, which is the foundation of Christian faith, you come to the end of the Old Testament. What you do when you come to the end of the Old Testament is you come to the end of religious effort to be connected to God, and an entire group of people who say, hard as we've tried to keep this covenant, we just can't do it. And that's when God says, now that everybody knows that, it's time for Jesus to show up. And our message to every religion, including religious Christianity, Christians who think their right standing with God is based on their rule keeping, our message has got to be to say religion has prepared the way for Jesus to show up. Now let me close with this. 3 reasons all paths lead to God. The first, Jesus claimed to be the way to God. Jesus claimed to be the way to God. John chapter 14, verse 5, Thomas said, "Lord, how do we know the way?" Jesus answered, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." This, guys, is not an ambiguous concept. Jesus said, "I am the way to God." Why is He the way to God? He's the way to God because He kept the law. He was sinless. He took our sins on Himself. He paid for them with His death.